So welcome everyone to our strength and conditioning class. We have about a month left, a little bit less, I believe. I'll tell you exactly. We'll meet May the 5th, May 12th, and May 19th. So May 19th will be our last one. Three more sessions after today. And then we have just about a few days off, and then we roll right into summer. And summer starts on May 27th. I have kind of rolled everyone over. So if you're in this class, I added you to my summer Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday class. And if you're on my Wednesday class, I added you to my Wednesday, Saturday class. So if you wish to be removed, I think at this point, I have asked and no one emailed me. But if you wish to be removed, I'll have to do it once the term begins. That's when I'll have to remove you. And I got a couple emails about additions to the classes from folks that are currently not enrolled. So for those, I think I have to wait a little bit longer to fill out a form for that. I'll do any updates on that. But any questions before we begin?
Julio, are the classes still at 9 o'clock on,
Yes, in the summer, yeah, they're still at 9. I know I got assigned, like I said, I work at multiple colleges. So I got assigned an assignment sometime in like mid to late July. So there might be like a 2-week window where we might have to change the start time for a couple sessions.
Okay.
But that's not for like another 3 months from now. But yeah, just a heads up. But yeah, it should go starting at 9 Monday through Saturday. Yep. And then I think the only holidays we have is Juneteenth, um, which is June 19th, and then also 4th of July, which lands on Friday. And I believe I may have to reschedule that Saturday and Monday after 4th of July because I have family coming, because my little sister's getting married. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah. So,
Julio,
yes.
the class are over May 18th. That's a Sunday.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, I think you are counting one additional week for you. Would you please
You are
check it out?
correct. Yes, May 18th. So after today, we actually have 2 more sessions.
2 more sessions.
Yeah, thank you for that. So, all right. So yeah,
It might be on the day, I'll forget.
Oh, no.
no, you're right. I just
Okay.
checked. Yeah, May 18th is the last day. So
2 more sessions, yes.
2 more sessions. Yep. Any other questions before we start? No questions? All right. So yeah, I don't think I have any other updates. I have been asked about fall already, so it looks like we'll be good to go. And I'll do the same thing for the fall. Sometime in the summer, just roll folks over for those classes. And in the fall, we go back to Monday and Wednesday. It's just in the summer where we kind of get a little spoiled with the 6 classes. So cool. All right, so let's get started with the warm-up. So we already started the recording. Let's get started with the warm-up. Let's go ahead and then just look left to right. Up and down. So yeah, this last weekend we had our conference championships. Team did actually pretty well. Yeah, I was pretty happy with how we did. We scored lots of points to help the rest of the track team. Let's do some next circles. So yeah, we had 3 women and two men advance to the next round, which will be at Saddleback College this Saturday. Switch. So yeah, we have 3 folks competing in the 3,000 meter steeplechase. So the steeplechase is almost a 2 mile race. Um, let's go ahead and grab a hold of our left side. About a 2 mile race, and they have to jump over 5 hurdles. And one of those hurdles has a little water pool right after it, and they have to try to hop over that. So I have 3 folks doing that on Saturday, and then I have 2 folks in the 10,000 meters, so the 10K switch, and that's 25 laps around the track. So Ricky, my top guy, ran 33 minutes for 6.2 miles. And then Jennifer, my top girl, she ran 41:34, which is for the 10K, which is she averaged 6 minutes and 41 seconds per mile for the whole race. So she had a nice PR, personal record there. So yeah, so those 2 will be competing on Saturday at Saddleback. So if anyone's in Saddleback by Mission Viejo, I'll be out there most of the afternoon on Saturday. So switch. And then the following Saturday, Ricky, on the top guy, he's also competing in the 5,000 meters, so the 5K. So depending how the rest of the group does this Saturday, will determine if they compete the following Saturday too. All right, push up towards the ceiling. And then lean right. So yeah, Saturday just caught us by surprise with the storm. So just random rain, but didn't affect conditions too much. I don't mind rain. It's the wind that the kids really dislike. Cause that could really slow you down. So we didn't get too much of that, but yeah. Let's go ahead and trunk rotation. All right, ab circles. Yeah, so if you have a weekend class, um, May 18th would be the last weekend that we have spring classes. So that following week between May 18th and Memorial Day, um, we won't have any classes. So just keep that in mind. All right, big hula hoops, which works out for me too. I think that week or that weekend I'm supposed to go camping. So oh, I have a one of my best friend's older brother um invited me to go camping, and I think he's like, I'm not exaggerating, he's probably invited me at least 10 or 12 different times to go camping, and I always have something going on. Switch. And the last time we went camping, I invited him, and then he just was confident that there was going to be camping sites available, so he tried to reserve one last minute and there weren't any available, so he couldn't go. We're gonna do standing hip openers. So drive your knee up and out. Let's do 6. So yeah, so I think that weekend of May 17th, we're supposed to go camping. See how that goes. Not sure where we're going yet. But I know he goes to Joshua Tree and Big Bird quite often. Let's switch. And then in early June, I also have another camping trip. So there might be a Saturday morning class. I think it's June 6th that I might do from a campsite like I did last year. Let's do our quad stretch. So grab a hold right above your ankles. Switch. Let's go with our hamstring stretch. So grab a hold of your ankles. You can bend the knees and then just bring your glutes down and stretch. Nine, 10 of these. 8, 9, and awesome. And our last one will be our deep squat. So just drop down. Yep. Awesome. All right, very good. So for today's workout, we're gonna focus to start off, we're gonna focus a little bit more on our lower body. Okay. So lower body and obliques. So equipment for today, yoga mat. If you have a kettlebell, get that kettlebell. You can always use a dumbbell. If you have dumbbells, go ahead and get those too. And if you have mini bands that kind of go wrap around your legs, bring those too. Okay, so we can make a little bit more use of those on today's workout. So I'll give you a minute to grab those items. We'll get started shortly. Mini band. So again, this is a mini band. Loops, has some resistance. Okay. So, and our yoga mat, don't forget your yoga mat. So the first one's gonna be a quarter of full and a quarter goblet squat. And then we're gonna superset that with some standing oblique crunches, okay? So yeah, so the goblet squat, hold the dumbbell or the kettlebell here, and you're gonna go all the way down a quarter up, back down and up. So that would be one. Okay, so it's gonna look something like this. 1, 2. Okay, so we're gonna do that, and we have, I believe, 3 rounds of that, and then we're gonna do actually, yeah, 3 rounds. And then we're gonna do oblique side crunches. So that's when we're here, and we're gonna spend doing 10 on one side, and then 10 on the other, and then we're gonna repeat that cycle. Okay, so that's targeting your obliques and your glutes and quads. Okay. All right. So if we have those items there, grab your kettlebell or your dumbbell. And let's go ahead and begin. So grab that kettlebell, and we're doing 10 to 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Very good. Okay. We have our standing oblique crunches. So remember, we're gonna go with about, when we're doing these lifts, about 30 seconds rest in between everything. All right, so the oblique crunches, we're gonna be here, and it's gonna be right elbow to right knee. And that's gonna be 1, 2, okay, so 10 on each side. 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's switch sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, like pulled something right now. That didn't feel good. Well, weird. Stretch that out. I got like a cramp on my upper back. Sure, what happened there? Wasn't even using my upper back. I think it's just my arm being up there. All right, so about 30 seconds rest, and we'll start that round again, okay? See what happened there, my back. All right, so let's go with our goblet squats. And go with the lighter dumbbell on this one. Ready? So 10 to 12 again. Ready? Begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. We're in 30 seconds with the oblique crunches. I'm just getting my arms up here is what causes the pain. It's like something's tight in there. All right. So yeah, just be careful. I'm just here doing easy movements and have something funky happen. All right, here we go. So 10 on each side. Ready, go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We just have one more round of the goblet squats and then we'll move on to something else. Okay. Feels like it's like a muscle that connects the middle of my back to my shoulder blade somewhere over there. Let me stretch it. All right, let's do our third set. 10 to 12 1.25 goblet squats. Ready, begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So the next one, we're gonna be on the floor. Okay, so we're gonna be on the floor, and that's gonna be for this one, we're gonna do our glute bridges, and then also our Jane Fondas and push-ups. Okay, so that's gonna be 3 movements for that one. All right, so this giant set is 3 movements. Okay, so it's gonna be glute bridges on the floor, Jane Fondas, which is our hip abduction, and then push-ups. Okay, so 2 rounds of each. Go ahead and get on our back. Glute bridges, we're gonna do 12. So remember these. You could have your mini bands around your lower legs. We're gonna go up, squeeze the glutes, separate the knees if you can, if you have the bands, and then back down. Okay, so 10 to 12. Ready, go. So hips up, squeeze the glutes, separate the knees, and back down. Ten to 12. 12. Once you've done your 12, get on your side. Let's wait 20 seconds, and we're gonna start with our Jane Fondas, okay? Ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, so up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We'll switch. Ready? Begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. And then next we'll go with push-ups. So again, this could be modified push-ups or regular push-ups. All right, here we go. Ready? So give me 10 to 12. Ready, begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, while we're here in this position, we could do our back stretch. I definitely need it, so you could arch up and bring your glutes back. Just hold for about 30 seconds. Right. Back to our glute bridges. We'll start in 20. Remember, you can have your bands around your ankles or right below your knees. Right below your knees would be ideal. Ready? We got 12 of those. Okay, up, squeeze, separate, close, back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. We'll be on our side. Okay, so we're doing 12 on each side. Ready, begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Switch sides. We're here. Begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Very good. Gonna do a little bit of cat cow. Still feel this thing on my back. Oh, still there. Not going away. All right, and we're gonna do 10 to 12 push-ups now. Okay. So when you're ready, go ahead and begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Mhm. Move the yoga mat out of the way right now. Okay. All right, so our next one, we're gonna do diagonal lunges. Okay, so you can have your dumbbells here at your side, and you're gonna go diagonally. So about 45 degrees from where you're standing. So left and right, we're gonna do 8 on each leg. And we're gonna superset that with lateral and front shoulder raises. So lateral dumbbells here, and then forward. Okay, so just pace yourself and we'll do 8 and 8. So this one's 8 for each leg for the diagonal lunges, then 8 lateral, 8 forward. Okay, so have about another 35 seconds to go. Stretch, grab some water. So if we're ready, let's go ahead and start with those diagonal lunges. Ready, begin. So 45 degrees. Just working the different areas of our hip joint. Keep it going. 4. So 8 and 8. So we want. And that's 6. 7. and 8. All right, very good. 30 seconds, and then we'll go into our shoulder raises. Right, so grab your dumbbells, shoulder raises, 8 and 8. So 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8. Put this down. Mm, 45 seconds rest, and we'll go back to our diagonal lunges. Oh. Anything that's like back related, when you injure, it's the most annoying because you feel it with just turning your head left and right. You could already feel it. It's one of those things that's probably gonna last a couple of weeks. Too, I could tell. Ooh. All right, here we go. Diagonal lunges, 8 on each leg. Ready, begin. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, and 8. Thirty seconds, and we'll start with our lateral forward lunges. And grab those dumbbells. We got 8 and 8. Ready, begin. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, and 8. All right. Very good. Next, we're gonna be here on our chair. Let me see. Okay, we'll be on our chair. This is also gonna be a giant set. So we're gonna go with sitting, bicep curls right here. Then we're gonna go ahead and do our box squats. So you can do no hands, just come up, or you can do single leg. One leg is elevated and come up. So we'll do either 10 total of the box squats or 6 and 6 of the single leg, okay? That's our second movement. And then we're gonna go with an Arnold press. So right here, press, come back with our dumbbells. All right. So 2 rounds of that giant set. We'll see where that puts us with our session. So, all right, let's grab those dumbbells. All right, ready? We're gonna do 10 to 12. Okay, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. That's how I'm gonna do it. It almost feels like I just gotta like find how to stretch it and pop it. It's just like it's this long, um, on this long cramp. Okay. All right, let's go with our box squats. Remember, if you're using both legs, give me 10. If you're doing single, give me 6 and 6. I'm gonna go for the singles. Ready? Right leg is elevated. Okay, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. We have our Arnold press next. Remember Arnold press, dumbbells are here. Rotate and push up, and then bring them back. Okay, that's our Arnold press. We're doing 10 to 12. Ready? Here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. 1 minute rest between that giant set. So just stretch, grab some water. About 20 seconds left. All right, grab those dumbbells. Bicep curls. Ready? Begin. 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. It's down. All right. Yeah, we're gonna go with our single leg box squats or our regular box squats. 10 total with both legs or 6 and 6. Ready? Okay, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Arnold press is next. Here we go. So 10 to 12. We're here and begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right. And good. Right. And then our last few, we'll just finish off. They're gonna be a little bit of mobility, and legs. So we're gonna go. Actually, let's go legs. So we're gonna do our Romanian deadlifts. So slide bend at the knees, almost like a hamstring stretch, and bring the dumbbell down and up. So you could have a dumbbell on each hand or just a single, depending how heavy it is or your energy level is at. So again, so just slide bend at the knees. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so a count of about 4 down, 4 up. It's a slightly slower movement. We're gonna do 2 rounds of those. So we'll superset that with calf raises, or we're just gonna hold the dumbbells at our side and do 15 calf raises. Okay. All right, this is our last set before our warm up, our last superset before our warm up, our cool down. Okay, go. We're doing 10. Seven, 8, 9, 10, 8, stuff. In 10 seconds, we'll start with the calf raises. Again, calf raises, we could do 12 to 15. 3, 2, 1, go. So heels up, slowly down, up, down, up, down, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So went for 15, 13, 14, 15. 40 seconds rest. Some water. Oh, both doing well too with not having any little knick-knack injuries. like that. So annoying. Hopefully it just loosens up throughout the day. Just there. Okay. All right, back to our RDLs. Okay, if you want to do single leg to work on balance, you can do that too. So I'll probably try that on this one. So I'll do 5 and 5 on each leg. Or if you want to do the same ones we just did, just give me 12. Okay. All right, ready? Begin. Single leg just requires a little bit more focus. Ankle will be wobbling a little. 3, 4, 5. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna go with calf raises now. We're ready. Go ahead, give me 15. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. All right, put those dumbbells away. And do some chair stretches. I'm gonna call it. Oh, I think I got a foam roll my back or something. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and sit on our left hand. I was gonna try to continue my other workout after this, but I think I just gotta take the day off. It's no point. So sit on that left hand, bring that right hand over, tilt. It's one of those things where I could maybe manage a few more sets of some lifts, but it's not worth it because those extra sets could lead to like another week of tenderness, and I'd rather not deal with that. Switch on that right hand. Chin down, grab behind, and then slowly drop that chin down, elbows down. Let's go ahead and do our trunk rotation. So just grab a hold of the backrest of your chair, legs pointing forward, and just a gentle turn. Let's switch sides. Performance stretch. So left ankle on that right knee. It's sitting there. Push down on that knee gently. Push down on it. Bring that knee up. Just hug it out. Switch. Push down on it. Gentle push. Let's hug it out. Alrighty. That should do it for today. I hope this thing gets better for me. Hopefully none of you had anything flare up like I did today. But any questions before we head out?
No, take care of yourself. Very
Get a
Yeah.
important.
massage, Julio.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to go tell my
It
wife
looks a
too.
little tight.
Yeah.
I have a
So
little muscle there too. It's bugging.
I
Don't push
feel
too
it.
hard. Don't push
I
too hard.
know. Yeah. I try to take like every 8 weeks, like an easy week. And I think I forgot when that was. So my body might be like, hey, it's time. Let's take that week off.
Yeah, you're getting old. You can't do that.
Yeah, I know. Hey. All right, folks. I'll see you on
Okay,
Wednesday.
Julio, take care.
Okay.
All right,
Thank
thank you.
you. See you
Bye.
Wednesday.